police officer should translate into your activity, your conduct, your performance, revealing itself as though you're an ambassador for the city. You're not just a cop in the city. This is what I tell them. You're not a cop. You're an ambassador for the city. Think about it this way. What do we all like to do once in a while? Okay, let's go someplace we've never gone. Let's jump in the car, road trip. Let's go 100 miles in some direction. We'll stop in Indianapolis. I've never been there. So you get there, do the first thing, run up, you check in. Let's go get a sandwich. Let's go get something to eat. Don't you know it's always lunchtime? I don't care what time of the day it is. It's lunchtime when you get there. And it always is. Or it's noon something or whatever you want to call it. So you run outside and you go to the intersection. You're standing there. It's like, where do you want to go to get something to eat? And I tell the cops all the time, think about this. You're standing there. Well, here comes a police officer. He or she's going to know where to get something to eat. And if the car rolls up and the car is filthy, it's got a crumpled fender, there's a hubcap missing, cop smoking a big cigar, still got powdered sugar on his tie from the donut this morning he had, looks over, excuse me, what? What do you want, lady? Does it look like I'm busy? Does it say information on my hat? Or you see a police officer come up that looks like Phil. Got a little smile on his face. Walking up, riding a bike, maybe he's on a Segway, could be on a horse, could be in a car, but the car is shiny, it's clean. Maybe not completely clean, but it's presentable. And you smile. Right. All right. I bet you know the town, aren't you? Huh? Or you're visiting. It's always a giveaway because people visit, they've always got a shirt on, they'll say like Cincinnati Elder. How can you tell? Well, your shirt says Cincinnati Elder. Let me guess here. From Cincinnati? Pretty sharp. I went to detective school. That's how I figured that out. It's a clue for it. Like that. You know, have a little fun with someone. Hey, what do you want to get? A sandwich? What do you want? You know, welcome yourself. What are people thinking? In the first set of circumstances, I think maybe we came to the wrong place here. Andy Hemmer, he's the one that recommended this town. Tell Andy next time, go there by yourself, Andy, we're not coming. Or in the other situation, wow, what a great place this is. Hey, everything I've heard about this town, maybe it's not true. Maybe the same thing about a school. Maybe the same thing about an institution, your family, whatever it is. So your role as a police officer should define yourself as an ambassador. If it does that, you do things the right way. We tell people you're going to help improve the image of Greater Cincinnati, which helps improve the image of the state of Ohio, which helps improve the image of the United States of America. That's my personal belief. I believe that each of us has that role and that ability. We have that ability. We have that opportunity each and every day. Because if you go back and think to yourself, about this, when we talked about before, what is the image that I create? Who is it that I've influenced? Who is it that I've impressed? How did I influence that person? I hope it was a good influence. I hope I impressed them the right way. What about the guy from the parks and the guys digging the tunnel in the waterworks? What in the hell did that have to do with any of this? Well, think about it. Let's say that tunnel's about the size of this screen right here. And those guys are picking and chopping and digging and working their way underneath the river all the time hoping this thing doesn't cave in and we drown here. But they're going along. How far do you think they made it every day using picks and shovels? 12, 18 inches because, they got to pick that muck up, put it in wheelbarrows, take it back out. Nobody's dumb enough to get down there and haul that stuff out for them. Horse won't do it. A horse won't go down in a hole under the river. A horse is smarter than, are you crazy? Hey, you cave in, I'd drown in there. So it's a lot of work. And change takes a long time sometimes. Improvement takes a long time, but I say to people all the time that improvement comes in very small steps. So small that sometimes they're not even recognizable. So as you're moving along like they did, chopping their way through that tunnel, all of a sudden they stopped. Probably in 1898 or 1899, they looked back and said, man, we made a lot of progress, haven't we? We've made a lot of progress by staying with it. Ingenuity, hard work, whatever it is, nothing comes easy. All of a sudden, look at that. And by the year 1899, they popped their heads up on the other side of the river and said, we made it, we're alive. Here's the message in all of it. That tunnel's still in use today. That tunnel's still in use today. 1896, it's 2011. How many times do you think that those guys in that tunnel stopped and said, I'll bet you someday in 2011 the police chief will be up at Elder High School telling guys about us taking this tunnel? What do you think? Think they thought that? But I'd say to you, do your efforts right now make a difference in what the world's going to be 100 years from now? I'd say conduct yourself as though yes it will, because it probably will make a difference. You guys, what year are you in? Sophomores, juniors? Sophomore? So who's going to be a sophomore 10 years from now? And what will you do to make this a better place for him or her? Because there might be hers here then again. They had hers here back in 1922. Who knows? What the heck? Well, this is what I think about with it, and this is what we try to tell our people. And the final thing, and all this sounds really rosy, the whole thing sounds great and rosy, but the truth of it is, a little bump in the road, an obstacle here and there as things go along, and things do get difficult for us. So there was something here that, again, Willie Carton from the police department gave me several years back. It's called Life is an Attitude. And I played this for myself when things would get difficult. Just kind of close the door and watch this. It takes a couple of minutes, but it really helps put things in perspective. Tell you this is Sergeant Dominic Gulliver, the Marine Corps sent him to us like that. We didn't have anything to do with shaping him, but he was actually a sergeant of an honor guard in the United States Marine Corps. And this is down at Great American Ballpark. This is the loop that comes all the way around on the main course there. We were hosting the Ohio Association of Chiefs of Police, and we had the governor, we had senators, and everybody's way down at this end. And these guys were all the way around in the dark. And people there, several hundred people, all the mugging bucks who wanted to be somebody or going to be somebody or are somebody. But all of a sudden you hear this music and they're like, connected back. And they look back into the darkness, and all of a sudden here comes Sergeant Gulliver, and he is leading well over 100 people, all different types of honor guards, and then bringing them out there and giving them commands. It really put a chill on his spine to see the way he has mastered the art of bringing in an honor guard, presenting the American flag. It's a real testament to what the Marine Corps can do. So I like to use this as a precursor to what life as an attitude is. And if you just got a couple more minutes to be patient with me, I think you'll appreciate what you'll see here, because I think it helps put things in perspective for us. Is there a way to turn lights down with it so yes, we can see this just a little bit better? That's perfect. through dark times, I think, and you know, I recommend to our people when I find something like this, and I try in-law coffins, I say, just sit down and look at it once in a while. There's some things there that are very simple, but are certainly important to all of us, and I think help make a difference. I know Andy told me I had roughly an hour. Sorry, Andy, I took a few extra minutes. If you've got questions or anything, you know, I'm an open book. I don't have to worry anymore as I'm tired, so I can tell you the truth now. The hell I have to lose, right? That's there, but I don't know how long you're going to stay, but I'm more than happy.
Tell me you're running for sheriff.
I'm not.